we'll go ahead and get started.
Right.
So, this will be session number 8, guys. We've got tonight 4 players. So we'll do quick introductions. We're gonna have a little bit of an abbreviated session, but we'll go as long as we can here with the 4 players that we have tonight. We're returning to Faerun. We are in the Inner Sea, and I'll be the DM tonight. I'm Jamie. And we are joined by, I'll go left to right on the screen here. First, if you could just introduce yourself and your character. We're going to go with Adam.
Hi, I'm Adam playing Bartholomew, who is a uh, about to be third level, I think, cleric of Lyra, the Lady of the Mists.
Yes, that's right. You have a level up to factor in. So we'll
Yeah.
roll hit dice for you here and get that added in. But good to have you back. And we have a level 2 level.
Yep.
You're our only level 3 character tonight because Ronnie is out tonight. He's our other level 3 character. So next we have Chris. Good evening.
Yeah, playing a full elf wizard mage, level 2, named Kurza.
Man, and just like magic, you just appeared on Roll20. It was great. As you were introducing yourself, it switched from Daffy Duck to Chris. That was
Hey, thanks,
fantastic.
Roll20.
Awesome. Good to have you. Next is our only dwarf in the group, Mike.
I'm Mike. I play Hamden Gurmax. I'm a dwarf.
Yeah.
Level 1, but I'm really close to level 2, and I'm looking forward to it. Kind of scared about tonight, though. I'm worried.
We'll see. We'll see if wisdom prevails. But good to have you, and of course you are our tank, who is carrying an 18/79 strength, which is fantastic. I can't wait for us to bend some bars and lift some gates with that. So good to have you. Last but not least is Brian. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Howdy, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm back playing everyone's favorite crazy little nature girl, Bayesian of the Priory of Alana. Goddess of the Woods, Lee Ioana. And I am a human druid. Well, okay. I'm a human savage priestess.
Hmm. It's a little more distinct, yeah. And you've been
A forest druid.
right, and you're
Oh,
a forest druid who's now basically in the middle of the inner sea, completely out of her elements and grumpy.
yeah. I
So
was thinking of DM Jamie today that the reason I would have that local history is the time it took her to sail here, stopping in every port for a year. You would learn a lot about places and things probably, and that might explain why I have that local history
yeah,
skill.
that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Well,
See, I
good,
did my homework.
good, and I guess we'll go ahead and shift over to our maps. So inner sea. Again, this is where we're at near the Isle of Prosper. We've found the group now basically in a subterranean layer underneath a Sahagin den that sits on an island there in the inner sea. You basically are waiting for the um, the Kingdom of Cormyr to send and Catison to send um, folks to pick you up and bring you forward to Procampur, which was your original destination. So you are under 24 hours from that rendezvous. You have an amulet that they are using to track you, and they will use to try to find you and get you on board so that you can exit the area. You were tasked with basically finding out what the Sahagin were up to. You've tracked them into their lair. You've uncovered a number of different books and manuals that they've been pouring through to discover essentially the location of this ancient dwarven lair, Talmanthar, and through some luck of your own, you've actually found your way into the lair itself and have been stumbling about, dealing with some various obstacles, let's call it. And where we left the last session, um, we were faced with a unique situation, which we'll kind of cut to here in a moment. But before we do, we'll just take a quick look at anything here that needs to change because of who is here and not here. Obviously, I'll pull out them and move. I think Ronnie was scribing. Does anyone else want to keep track of inventory that gets found? So that's the only thing really that we need to, I think, account for.
I do keep notes, but
Can you keep track of
The
the
notes.
not the notes, but the like the
I'll do
inventory?
this.
Okay.
I'll do the inventory.
Okay. Great.
boom.
Perfect.
There
Okay.
goes my keyboard.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I've probably got some rudimentary inventory notes in the lore keeper section too, but I haven't been putting those in the actual scribe area.
Okay. Pretty sure Ronnie's been keeping up with it. So, but if we come across anything that's not identified in there, hopefully you guys, what I would suggest is that you're keeping the group inventory of things that have not been assigned out, but that you're taking time to do that, to assign out that inventory to make sure somebody gets matched up with the right thing, and it then comes off of the group inventory and loot and ends up on your character sheet. So basically we'll just keep in there the things that are shared, like coin or that sort of thing, and anything that's sort of unassigned, if you will. So I think we're good here. I think this is squared as far as what I need. I gotta move, I think, Lee here into the watch order. So there we go. All right. That is it for that. I mean, does anyone want to take a stab at recapping the moment where we left things off? And I'll cut over to the map. Maybe it becomes a little clearer as we look at where the heroes are cornered. Not necessarily, but you're...
Did you? I'm sorry to interrupt,
Sure.
Jamie, but should I roll
Oh,
hit points for Bart quick or?
absolutely, yeah. Yeah, that's
Okay.
I meant to pause
So,
after the player intro and have you roll. So I think you're what, D8? Is that what you're...
yeah. So 2d8. The highest one goes to the max, and the lowest goes to current.
Correct.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Oh.
not great.
It's gonna be a rough night. It's gonna be a rough night, guys. All right, I'll take it. 3 and 2. There
3
we
and
go.
2.
Hey, can we fortune those?
You have 4 of you, and you have 4 fortunes. So if you want to, you could spend 1 per die, and re-roll.
I think I rolled pretty good for hit points at second level, so
Yeah, where are you at
besides-
overall?
I keep getting lost in this character sheet, but
you
yeah,
are the
it's,
healer, and I mean, speaking just for myself, I wouldn't mind giving up a fortune point to see you try again.
where is this? Oh, every time I come in here, I get lost for some reason.
Anyone?
Is it under info?
It's on the info
tracker. Okay, there we go. So this puts my max at 17.
Oh, okay.
And my current at 9. So.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
that's
Okay.
not.
Yeah.
That's pretty good, I think, actually. So I must have rolled a max hit point first or second level. I don't remember.
Do you have a Constitution bonus?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
The rest of my stats are garbage besides wisdom.
But I'll put that offer on the table, absolutely. If you want to use a fortune to re-roll one of them, or multiple of them, but you'll spend a fortune for each one. It could be, could be good, could be bad. Who knows? Could be the same result, but
Do re-roll the
Would-
2, please. Just do it. Take my fortune.
All right. What's everybody else think?
Or it.
All right. I'll
Do
take
it.
one more.
I mean, you could
oh,
only do
there
it
you
once.
did it. You did it
No.
well.
You just had a feeling, Brian, didn't you? You were just.
That was
Well, there are times when fortune is usable on fighters and healing and like thief stuff. But if I'd have known about that when I rolled my hit points to start with, I would have done it. Anyway, per
well.
our unspoken rules, you're in charge of fortune since you used the first one.
There you go.
So
Yeah. So we have 3 left, and that gives you what now? And for total HP, that brings you up quite a bit.
Yeah, current of 10 and max of 22 actually.
Yay!
Well, yeah, that's well spent then. That was a good
So,
use of a fortune, I would say, for
Yeah.
sure. And
Well,
actually, I mean, when
guys-
you have the moment to affect your max HP, it's worth it all day to be able to do that. So,
Yeah.
did you have another question,
yeah,
Adam?
Nope. I was just going to express my skepticism of roll 20 in the dice rolls, but you guys have much more faith than I do.
You couldn't do much worse than that too. You could have rolled a 2 or a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good. So you've got quite a
Cool.
bit of max HP, and you're sitting at 10 temporarily or momentarily. You guys are on the map here. Let me know if you're able to see or not see, whatever the case might be. But you're in this small overlook, and you were looking down. Anybody want to describe a little bit of what occurred on the last mission? Let me see if I can reveal more of the map to you guys too, so that you
Well,
can
didn't we
see
start at
things.
the entrance to this underground area? Came down from where we had spent the night and found a grate on the floor with 4 petrified dwarves, and proceeded in through the doors, across a bridge, across a chasm, and another giant Sahagwin there that we slaughtered,
Yeah.
or Adam slaughtered, or was it Mike? Somebody slaughtered it.
Mike slaughtered
did all
quite a
of it.
few Sahagin last
Yeah,
session.
Mike slaughtered them all.
Yeah, he had.
And then proceeded to wander around a small area just to see what what they've done. They've explored or inhabiting and storing stuff back here,
Mm-hmm.
and slaughtered some more Sahagwin, and now we're looking over chasm, walkways, and outwalks of Medusa.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
So you're in a sort of, you got a almost like an arrow slit group of windows on the wall in this room that's overlooking an area where you've seen you'd heard some grinding and some movement that got your attention. You came this direction. You looked down, and you saw what you just said, which appears to be a Medusa that's walked around. As you're sort of peeking down from that arrow slit there in the upper corner, she turns and walks out of one of the lit areas that you could see from your vantage point. You're able to hear, again, some running water in this area, and her footsteps are very distinct. She walks around the corner and turns and starts walking up this group of stairs that are here, getting kind of a little bit more visible to where you can see her profile, and you can see, her hood of eyes that are moving about on her head. But she's wearing a long robe, and as she's walking, you get chills just from seeing her. It kind of sends you not into any panic or anything like that, but it definitely gets your mind turning about the possibilities of what she's capable of. And as you're all kind of staring out and being quiet and watching her, she turns the corner into this corridor here, and what goes out of view. So that's the point.
Direction is that corridor in relation to the rest of the map?
You believe that all of this is on a level beneath you. Um, you're up high, looking down on this from your vantage point. You're 25 feet above all of this, and so you believe that there's another layer beneath that you'd be looking at from this vantage point. And that's why you think that there were some guards in this area as well, that they were sort of very likely charged with looking and keeping an eye on this section from where you're at now.
Well, then we should probably get the F out of Dodge.
I agree.
I'll leave that to you all to discuss. You're definitely in a little bit of a bind as far as time's concerned.
I say
It's
we start making our way up towards the surface where we
Yep.
can get picked up.
I agree. Let's go.
Do we use the was it a stone we have to contact our ride first, or make our way up and find a quiet place to lay low?
I suggest we lay low outside in the daylight, not right here where she's at.
Right, because she could pop up anywhere.
What?
That's right. She may walk through this curtain and turn us all to stone, and then we're done.
Turn to stone.
and just as a reminder, you recall that you need to get back out away from the rocks to be picked up, because the boat that you imagine that's being sent for you can't get as close as you got in the boat that you were in. So that is a factor.
We did.
I begin
pull,
moving out towards the bridge.
Yeah.
They can either follow me or not. Doesn't matter.
Let me line
I'm
you
coming-
all up.
I'm coming with.
Okay. You guys should be able to see a little bit now. Let's see. Oops, I moved the wrong one. Brian, yours. There you go. All right. You've got two pirate dwarfs with you. That it's Ursake and Jaitu. Both of them have been sort of trying to maintain and keep pace with you all, but staying behind and trying to stay out of harm's way, because they are both still quite injured and don't have much going on in the way of inventory either. So they're both kind of exposed, if you will, but they're following along with you. Does anyone want to address them about the plan? Because do you assume that you're going to bring them with you? Those kinds of things.
Okay. Well, let's get out of here first, and then we can address the full plan once we've
My character talked to
departed.
the dwarves already about helping us pilot that larger ship, or
Right,
we were just
that's true.
manning an oar or whatever.
Right, that's true. And here's Ursake. There he is. So yes, they would be willing to help, and they have the skill set to get a boat moving. So that's definitely something that you could take advantage of. But how do you all want to proceed? I know Chris is eager to get back. Is this the marching order, or do you want to take a stab at how you want to be marching? And
I'll take the front. I'm gonna head towards the door.
Yeah, since we heard a lot of metal on stone, let's we don't know if it's necessarily was in front of us or not. So we'll just look before we leap to the next room. or the bridge.
Agreed.
All right, so we'll put the Hamden in front, and then something like this, where the doors are in the middle, or does that
Yeah, I think that'd be the
work
best.
for you? Okay. All right. So we'll move you guys back on the map here. I think hopefully it's lighting up. So you guys return through the doorway back past the guard statues that had been turned to stone here. When you get back into this corridor, you can see that the doors on the other side are both closed, and you don't recall closing them when you came through. So you I assume will reach the edge of the bridge. The bridge looks the same. It doesn't look as if it's been changed in any way. Are you going to head across the bridge or do anything specifically before you cross?
Test it.
I'll go across the bridge.
Test it first.
Okay, so you'll kind of head out by yourself a little bit maybe, and just give it a shake, make sure it's hanging on and everything, and it seems the same. It seems sturdy and stable. So you start across. You guys reach the other side. You definitely those pedestals with those pebbles, those lighted pebbles, are still active, but the door
Okay.
is closed. So, what would you like to do?
Was there a locking mechanism on the outside of them, or one here on the inside?
Well, on the inside there is a lock that you can see, and it's got a bar like that you could lock, but the bar is not locked from your side.
Okay.
The door's pulled towards us, correct?
Right? Yeah.
So, anybody have any shot at listening to see if somebody's moving on the other side?
I want to say the elves do. I want to say elves have some base skill for listening. Let's take a little peek. Can't remember.
Jamie, while they're pondering,
Mm-hmm.
I think my character's gonna go back over here and look at these doors behind us and see if I can't bar them somehow while they're looking at getting through the other doors in front of us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so those two doors that basically there were the two statues that were in front of them. Those doors open in towards you. Um, so you see that it also has a lock on it that could be activated with a key. Otherwise, I guess you could try to obstruct it or jam it.
Yeah, now we're talking. It's straight out of the backwoods. See what I got to try to jam them with.
Okay,
Didn't we find a key at one point?
you did. You had found a key that got you through the wall to, to to the steps that brought you down to Talmanthar. That key's a lot larger than what these keys look like.
So
But
my
you do have a
character.
key.
Anybody have like a piece of metal that I can try to jam these doors shut with? Is it a spike or a stop? Oh, I'm sorry. Do I need to speak up? So I scream.
had-
Anybody got a spike or a
How
door
about the
stop?
spare? How about the spare flint and steel that we picked up? Because that flint should be able to, or the steel should fit in there, right?
Speaking of spear, how about if I wedge the spear with the spike part
Mm-hmm.
up under there, will that jam it shut?
Absolutely. If you did it correctly, there's a method you could do it. How about you give us some type of check here? Do you have any proficiencies for setting snares or any like survival skills, anything like that?
I have the weapon shield method.
What proficiencies do you have? What proficiencies does Lee have?
I have 4 languages, artistic ability, religion, and local history.
Okay, so I would just say then, if you want to give a strength check to see if she's strong enough to wedge this thing the way that she needs to keep the door obstructed, I would accept a strength check as a successful obstruction for the door.
Sure. So I'm wedging the door shut. Where's my attributes?
Yeah, otherwise, for the elves, you would have a 10% chance to detect noise from the door. Anyone else that wants to try to detect from the door could have a 5% chance. And
Just roll percentiles.
and Lee, you're able to set that spear exactly in a way that you believe will make that door very difficult to move. So, well done. Curza, you don't hear anything, surprisingly. It just sounds like air. It's probably difficult to hear clearly with this vast opening in right behind you as well.
Sure.
Anybody else going to try?
Anyone else?
I'll
It's
try
a
and
shot in
look.
the dark, but you know,
Yeah, Bart will try. It didn't work. Oh,
this
well.
is where Ronnie
Well, then
is.
let's just quietly open the door.
All
I'll
right.
I'll pull the door.
Yeah. So
Slowly.
as you open it from this side, it turns evenly and and allows you to move it. I'm just trying to get you guys lined up. All right, yeah. So you come back through. You see this area where the dwarven statues were, and I'm trying to get you guys all together, but okay. There we go. So you're in this room. It looks the same as it looked. I assume you're just kind of hightailing it.
Well, make sure the grate is still in place and I take it all the statues standing on the grate are still in place, right?
Yeah. The doesn't look like anything changed there with this.
Close the doors behind us.
Okay. You have another spear
would-
you want to attempt to spike the doors with, or?
I'd say we leave it. Because they're moving, they're opening away from us at this point, and they'll be, I don't
Right.
know that we can stop them, so to speak. Because we can't really wedge them closed because they have to be done from the other side.
You could maybe do some other type of tying or obstructing if that's something that you're interested in doing. Otherwise,
I'd say let's just close them, hey guys, and be on our way.
Let's talk more walk.
There we go. Close the
Alright.
doors, off we go.
All right. So you guys begin back up in this direction. You're
Again, carefully kind of listen ahead a little bit to see if we're walking into something.
all right. That's once I get you guys together again. You start back up into the area where the carrion crawler was, and as you enter the room where the carrion is laying, you look across the room, and you distinctly see what appears to be another carrion crawler eating the carcass of the dead carrion crawler, and I'm gonna have you guys roll to see if you are surprised. I'm also gonna roll to see if it was surprised. So if someone would like to, for the group, you can just do a group initiative roll or a D10, and try not to roll a 1, 2, or 3.
I'm not touching that then.
So you just want us to roll a d10?
Go for it. Yeah, if you would. There you go.
Excellent work.
You are not surprised. And it
Right.
apparently may or may not have been. You don't know, but I will give you guys a turn order, and we'll let you decide how you would like to handle this. Let me add you all in.
I say we just let it keep eating and quietly walk by.
Let's see why there's so many.
Where in relation to where we need to go is he?
I think we need to go here, right? Just kind of
Yeah.
around the corner and to the left and
It
down.
would have
Yeah,
been like right here.
ultimately, your way back up to the level above you is in the far southeast. So you need to turn this left corner here
Over here.
and head
Yeah, okay.
south. Which it is lit in that hallway. I'm not sure what you're able to see, but once you turn the corner, it should be visible. Let me see. Do I have everyone in the turn order correctly?
What's So is the 9 our initiative roll, or?
No, that was just to see if you were surprised. So if someone would like to roll group initiative, then we'll go off of that.
Sure.
Oh, Bart rolled it first, and he rolled a 1, so we'll take that. You guys
Cool.
will start with a 1, so you're gonna get the jump very likely on this regardless. And if you just want to edit your turn order, I'll sort it once I see a number there for everyone.
So if I'm only moving, that's what, a 1?
It would be, you would just go at that number at 1. Yeah.
Great.
Oh, let's see. I think I got somebody's. All right, these 2 as well. So it looks like everybody's good. Everybody's got something in there anyway. So, wrong way. All right, Ursik and Jaitu kind of fall back, not looking like they are too interested in dealing with this thing at all. It's to them, it's completely out of their realm. Being seafaring dwarves, they've not seen things like this too often, honestly. So they're definitely heeding the way to you guys. So that brings us to Kurza.
I encourage the other 2 dwarves to follow me around the corner.
All right, so you can move. I think you're human, so you can move around the corner. You've got what, 60 feet, or what is your movement?
30, I think.
30.
25 or 30.
Yeah, it might be 30. Oh no, you're a elf.
What's my movement? And where the hell do they hide it?
Oh yeah, on the
That's
sheet.
the real trick.
That's
yeah.
that's the real thing. If you can find it on the sheet.
Yeah, because it's not obvious.
Let's see. It's probably on the info tab. 78.
Oh, wait a minute. Movement, basic.
I don't know why.
Speed, blank. Human elf. Okay.
Anyone else know the where the movement table is? Which there's
Seems to be info tracker.
119. 96. Okay.
And then most of the way down towards the movement thing.
So you're
right,
just
so-
you're just moving it. You're kind of fleeing combat essentially. So,
I'm kind of moving full combat move.
but you're not defending yourself as you're moving, right?
Uh,
So you're fleeing more
I'm going to
so
be
than.
defensive
Okay.
in case it does or something else attacks.
Okay, so that would be withdrawing. If you want to
Yeah.
continue to kind of carefully back away, you can move a third of your normal movement rate. So we just need to verify what's an elf's movement.
It'd be 30 normally.
Yeah, so a third, you can move 10.
10 feet or 10 squares.
10 feet if you want to maintain defense against the carry-on. Otherwise, if you want to move your full movement, you
I'll
won't.
just move full movement then.
Okay.
And then I got 2 actions left.
Well, you could still attack, or yeah, you could still do something.
Well, that's what I mean. I just do the one movement, and then that can put me on the defense. You know, the usual move and attack is
Yeah,
30.
they say
So
when you're in combat, if you're trying to maintain some defense versus just fleeing, the restriction is that your movement gets limited to a third. So
Yeah, I just found the movement
Yeah.
rates for each race. A human moves at 120 yards or 360 feet in a turn.
what about an elf?
Elf moves at 120. So does a half elf.
Okay. So if it's 120, then divided by 3, then you could move your full plus 10 feet. Is what that's saying.
That's
So
120 yards.
That might be like the like your full like outright running movement rate for a
yeah,
round, is it?
that would be sort of like if you were running away, which I guess that would be fleeing, essentially, which I don't think he's doing. So I'm good with
Oh.
where you're at, Kurza. You can reach that point, and still be, not letting your guard down, essentially, right? Which is what you're trying to do. So we'll leave you right there. Bart, you are up, or was there anything else, Kurza, you wanted to do?
No.
All right,
look
Bart.
ahead to a certain
Yep.
extent, make sure there's nothing
Yeah, like
farther south.
when you turn the corner, it doesn't look as if it's changed from when you came back through here. It is still lit. And
Okay.
you don't see anything like out of the ordinary, so you're sort of heading back into familiar territory.
Okay.
I'm kind of slinking around following Kurza, just remembering the sting and near paralyzation that I had facing one of these creatures before.
Yeah. All right.
So I would, and I can't see like this part of the room real well at all, but
There's a wall right here.
yeah,
see
it's
if
like shaded. The
anything.
back half of the room is kind of shaded off, but I assume there's a carrion crawler there. We just
Oh yeah, there's one. It's here over top of the other one.
if I mouse over it in the turn order, I can see kind of an outline where a corner of the box is, but
Yeah, let
the
me
room
There's
is
a
dark
big
enough
X
for
over
it.
there.
move it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a new one, so it's sitting over the X now. Yep, it's over top of the corpse of the other. All right, so that puts you guys together. You turn the corner and you're heading south. Lee?
I guess would we notice as we're moving if the crawler has taken awareness of us?
It sees you. It definitely has seen you. None of you are really moving in any stealthy fashion. It's definitely, turned to look in your direction, but it's not left its meal. Its turn is not quite yet. So
Well, it likes its meal better than chasing something that might not be a meal.
perhaps. So
We'll see.
it is going to come up here next after Lee. Go ahead, Lee.
My token's stuck in a wall.
Move you over there.
There we go. I'm taking off too.
All right. You turn the corner and head down the hallway with the rest of the group. I'm gonna move you guys just a little bit further down here because I think if I understand the movement, you would have had that extra. There you go. So you guys all make your way kind of around the corner and are withdrawing. Let's call it.
Running
And
for my life.
and the carry-on comes up, and I'm gonna give it a chance to see if it is enraged, and it unfortunately has taken some interest in Hamden, who is still standing in the room, and it is going to take a step towards you, and it will take an attack. Your armor class is pretty good, so you got that going for you.
I got an AC of 3 right now.
Yeah. All right, so let's see how he does. I'll just roll this out loud. Three and his 14. No, he misses you. So he took a few steps towards you. Again, this is this giant worm-like creature that's now got all kinds of things oozing from it, and it is just sort of lashing out at you, almost as if it's protecting its meal more than it is lunging at you. But its first attack, as it's sort of swinging these tentacles at you, it misses. He does get more attacks, but I'm going to let you go next before he gets an additional attack.
I'm going to yell back to the guys that I could use some help in here, and I'm going to hit him.
How about attack and then move?
Bob and weave.
That's right. Attack first, then run, then move.
All right, go ahead. If you want to swing at him, you're going to need a, let's see, you're going to need a 13 or better to hit it.
I rolled a 14.
Perfect. This is the battle axe, I assume.
Yep. Is this a medium or large creature?
It is large, 9 foot long.
You rolled a 3.
Does I hit AC of 14 or better? Oh, I missed.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, it does. The way it reads there, you would have hit an AC of 14, but you needed to roll a 13. Which I should. Yeah, I didn't even factor in all your pluses because you have insane strength. But no, you would have missed it. So, it's now at this point a little bit more irritated by your presence, and it is going to take another swing with another tentacle towards you. This is its second attack, and it misses. Okay, so it is again more so in a posture where it's protecting its wheel, but it is taking several attacks at you already, and that brings us to the end of the order, and you get another attack.
Yeah.
I'll add you another one. Not.
And I still missed.
Yeah, the dice have turned on you from session
Now
7.
you can move, right?
Now,
Yeah.
but yeah. So well, if you use both your attacks, I think that takes away your ability to move. But if you were single attacking, you could still move.
Don't expect any spells from me because I ain't got nothing left.
Well, it's new initiative, so if y'all want to go ahead and have someone re-roll for the group, and I'm gonna roll for the worm.
Somebody else can go ahead. I don't think I can get a 1 twice in a row.
I'll do it this time.
All right, so 6 is your base. All right. Looks like everybody's in. The dwarfs continue to kind of just stay huddled up with you all, which then brings up Cursa.
Let's see. The dwarves are moving the same time as me.
Yeah, they're just your shadow at this point, just following behind
I
you.
waved them ahead of me,
Okay.
and let's see. What are my modifiers, if any, to throw some Greek fire at the Carolyn Crawler?
Mm. Dexterity, perhaps, would be if you have any dexterity modifier.
Let's see. Oop. Weapons throw.
What kind of distance are we? 35. Okay, yeah.
Let's see. I haven't got anything in there for that, but this should work.
Oh no.
Nope.
Fumble. Do you want to use fortune here?
Yeah,
There are 3 remaining. Okay, 2 now.
let's do that again.
And that is a hit. That is a hit. So, can you describe what it is that Cursa does here with the
Well, we've got the Greek
flask?
fire, so I just kind of lobbed the flask, and it bursts open upon the side of the creature and just kind of pours fire
Like a
out
Molotov
onto it.
cocktail.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so it spreads over it where it hits it, right? And then
Yep.
engulfs
Contact
it.
with the air just kind of
Awesome.
sends it up.
And it hisses and rears back as it gets struck with this. What is our damage gonna be?
That's a good question. I bought it from the player's handbook.
Let's see.
Oh, goodness.
Let's see. I'm looking for it too.
Greek fire, page 74. How they find a little dangerous to carry. Okay.
Okay, it
I'm
says
not getting any.
from what I'm seeing, it's saying a direct hit from flaming oil will burn for 2 rounds, causing 2d6 in the first round and 1d6 in the second round. So 2d6 would be your roll. All right, 7 damage. Good shot. So the crawler has now got a little flame kind of burning on its side with the strike here, and it comes to Bart next.
I think Bart will kind of just turn around and maybe have his quarterstaff at the ready and not moving any further away. And watching for now. I don't think he wants to get up close to this thing, and he doesn't really have anything to throw at it.
Sure. So
Yeah.
sort of more in defensive stance at this point, but ready. Got it. All right, Lee.
I'm kind of in the same boat as everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have any ranged weapons. So I will say, "Oh, you hit it! You hit it with the fire!" And I smile and laugh, like a little chuckle.
All right. Are you gonna just hold your ground there, where you were, kind of, or
I'll
moving
hold
at all?
as long as you let me.
All right. Well, we'll see. The carry-on at this point, has reacted to the Greek fire that it's been struck with, and it's continuing to lash out towards the nearest enemy, which is our dwarf Hamden. So it is continuing to take attacks here, missing with its first attack, and Hamden, you get to counter.
I will attack.
There it is. That is a solid hit. Okay. Tell us about where you were lodging your axe into the worm.
As it threw its first attack at me, I swing my axe around and chop into its side.
All right. You have essentially feel like you took a lot of life out of it with that hit. It squeals. It's obviously kind of now wiggling around with flame coming out of it, and now an axe that's chopped a huge chunk out of it. So it is in bad condition. So it goes to the carry-on. The carry-on turns around and begins to try to escape through this small opening that one of these openings that you all had looked through earlier. It starts heading out through that, and it would come to you, Hamden. You would basically see it trying to escape, and you would have the next action. Or no, you don't get two attacks on this round, right?
No, but if he's escaping, would I get an attack of opportunity?
No, unfortunately not. No. If you had another attack, you would be able to get it off. But I think this is your single attack round, so it basically then would just go back to the top of the order. Everybody would see it, and depending on how you guys roll, you would potentially be able to get to it before it gets out of sight.
I'll give you a D6 worth of damage for it. How's that?
That's true too. When it gets back to your turn, you'll roll that. Yeah.
Okay, will
Yeah.
do.
Oh, we'll add the 3 when it gets there.
Yeah, whichever.
So we need another initiative roll. One more. We're gonna go into round 3. It did not roll well, so maybe you guys did. Okay, yeah, you might be able to get to it. It's acting on 7. So the rest of you are going to be acting on 4 with your weapon speed or whatever added, and this would be a double attack round for the dwarf. Once everybody's set, I will start again. Kurza. You see it
Okay,
scuttling off.
apply the 3 damage, and that's about all. And then I'll move farther up the hallway, taking the dwarves with me.
Yeah, it's in pretty rough shape here. So, there you go. Move them behind you. Bart.
I will follow Kurza as we go, kind of carefully glancing behind me as I trail along behind them.
All right, perfect. So then we have them following, and Lee. You see them heading south.
Yeah, I turn and watch them leave, and I turn back and watch what's happening over here. Still hold on.
All right. So that brings us then to the crawler. Crawler starts through that tunnel and is quickly kind of out of sight as it's diving in towards through this hallway, this corridor that the carry-ons had used. Hamden.
I'm gonna let him go, and I'm gonna follow them down the hallway.
All right. So we'll be out of turns. It does not turn around and come back. It has 1 hit point left. So
Oh man,
it's it was so close. The three
should have re-rolled. Damn
yeah.
it.
But oh, it got
Or
healthier.
not.
It got healthier now. But it's obviously wants nothing more to do with you. It is, you have shown it the way, is not to mess with you all. So it's carried off. You guys are out of turns now, so you're back to just regular movement here. I assume you're gonna continue to head towards the entryway.
Mhm.
As you come back up towards this room, I'll kind of drop you guys. This is where you'll remember we sort of started when you came down from the Sahagin layer.
Right.
And there was a staircase that led up. There was, on the inside of the staircase when you first came down, there were some moving parts that you attributed to being controlling the door that got you through. So when you come back up again, this door is shut, and you don't recall shutting it. So you're starting to think that some of the grinding that you heard could have been this door closing and the other door closing potentially, but this door for sure you didn't close. So
I thought we had closed it so as not to be followed in,
did you?
but maybe
Well, it is closed
because
now.
we knew we were spending the night
That's
in
true.
here, and we didn't want anybody to follow us through.
Yeah, that's
So
I'm
I-
sure either way, it's probably worth all of us taking a listen as best we can before we try
Yeah.
and open anything.
I agree.
Yeah, and what we'll say instead is that you can tell that it's been used. This door has been used, right? Since you've come through it, it looks as if it's not exactly as you left it. We'll say, but yeah. So you can proceed, and the door again is controlled from the inside. So you guys had looked at it before. When you closed it, you knew that you could reopen it from this side, and you have the key to do anything you needed to. So. What would you like to do? I think this is also the room where you guys rested before. Was
Yeah.
it? Okay. So that you're back in
Where's
this room.
can we see out through the keyhole? Or does the keyhole not go all the way through?
No, this isn't that type of keyhole. No.
Okay.
No.
I'll listen.
All right.
Percentage?
Yeah, if you want to do a percentage roll.
I mean, Bart will give it a try too. He'll, I think I
Fortunately,
got 80 something last time too. Yeah,
you're
that's,
rolling well, but in the wrong direction.
Bart's gone up there. He tries to listen, but just gets bored and starts talking to himself. Apparently, he's not very good at this whole listening bit.
Yeah.
Hamden will give it a shot too.
Nope. But you do again all get up to the top, and you can open the door, but you didn't hear anything specifically on the other side of it.
Guess we get ready for a fight when we open the door.
Who wants to be at the door, and what is it that you're thinking about? Just opening and
I'll go.
I can
I'll
open
go-
the door and step behind it, so it's blocking the way from me being seen. If somebody else wants to peek out,
I'll open the door and look.
So
Okay.
in order to open the door, it's got some moving parts, right? And it makes a lot of grinding when you activate it from the outside. On the inside, you have a little bit more manual control. You could crack the door a little bit. You don't have to like throw it all the way open or whatever. So do you want to sort of just crack it open and look that way? Or do you want to open it the entire way so that you can peek around the corner? Because the room that you came in from, where the door entered, it was, you wouldn't be able to see the entire room if you just cracked the door. So it's up to you guys if you want to open it fully to where you could pass through and look both ways, or if you're just trying to peek.
I'll crack it at first.
Okay. All right.
Right.
So let me move us to the other map, and we will see.
Okay, as we're potentially entering a tense situation, Bart might retrieve his healing potion from his pack so it's easily accessible. As he doesn't have any actual spells left, he thinks perhaps you may need to administer it if we get into another scrap.
It's possible more of the Sahagwin may have come back and returned and then closed the door.
Anybody have a torch?
So yeah, what, I'm not sure what your visibility is. I've got you
I've got
guys.
5 torches for you if you want them.
I will
I
take
think
one.
we
Please.
just.
You can
I've
have
just
all
got
of them.
the magic, the stone that I put in my censure.
I also have infravision.
I'll give Lee all 5 of my torches.
Let me check
Okay.
your infravision. It should be working for you, Hamden. Let's see. Yeah, 60 feet. You got 60 feet. Okay. All right.
I should have like 5 feet at most, I'm sure, but who knows?
Well, if you have those lighted stones, you would have 20 feet.
Okay.
Is that what you're carrying? Okay. Yeah. So you have
Yep.
low light distance right now of 20 feet. I can make it a little brighter though. There we go.
Oh, it's fine.
All right, so you guys peek through this area, and what you notice, I've kind of got you moved into the map just so you can all see the room or whatever. I think what's most noticeable to you is that the corpses of the Sahagin are not where you left them. Other than that, the room looks similar to what you recall. You don't see any other creatures about, but again, you see those corpses are no longer in that room. And it's been, a day since you've been here, if that. So.
Yeah, somebody came by and cleaned up. So we
I'm
want
move
to
into the room and
just kind of sneak out. Don't open the door all the way and just kind of slip through.
All right, so
Yeah.
you can just you can just like have it open enough that you're all able to pass by, and you can get out into this room.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys control your tokens here. I think you can, but if you want to move them, sort of, we'll start in your normal order. I guess Hamden is in front typically, so Hamden, you guys will follow Hamden's lead, and Hamden, if you want to kind of, obviously you could consult with the team on what you want to do, but we'll make sure that everybody's sort of following your token as we move through it, and you guys can decide from this point what you're trying to do.
I'd say take this route.
the exit.
Yeah, this one here.
Yeah, there's multiple exits.
Off this way. And if we follow around this way, we can get back outside to the boats in the shoreline.
Okay, let's do
Because
that.
we pulled our boat ashore and tried to conceal it, if I
Yeah.
recall.
Yeah, it's right up against this cliff here, our rowboat. Or we can try and steal the sailboat, which I think is our better bet. And maybe put the other boat on it. Take both boats and run with them. That way,
I guess
hopefully,
if we
they can't follow us.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we take the sailboat, if we've got enough people to man it, they wouldn't be able to follow us as easily.
Yeah. And then we take our little rowboat, put it on the sailboat to return to our benefactor. And it leaves them with no boats to follow us.
So far
Plus
as we know.
Well, yeah. Plus, we get to search
Yeah.
the boat that they used to pick all this stuff up, see if they left anything
Uh,
interesting behind at our leisure.
DM Jamie,
Hmm.
when they stop talking, I'm gonna take a listen to see if I can hear anything.
Yeah, let's actually have everybody roll to see. I imagine you're consulting with one another here, trying to sort things out and all get a sense of if there's anything about. So if you would all like to go ahead and roll, um, just go ahead and roll a percentile. I'm gonna give you guys a plus to your roll since you're all listening. Nothing distinct is being heard. I guess likely the waves and the water and the wind from outside is not um, isn't allowing any other noises to come through distinctly, so you don't hear anything else. Um, but if you guys could give me let's do an intelligence check.
Is it
Um,
daylight yet, or it's
so
still daylight?
so when you come up here, you can see some light coming from one of the tunnels that makes you think it's day.
Okay.
Um, okay, so
After I listen, I'm gonna
oof.
go grab one of the Sahagin spear that they have here, and I'll hand one to one of the dwarves. I'll hand another one to another one of those dwarves, and I think this is where they all got dropped and thrown, and I'll take one.
so you're talking about the spears of the dwarfs that were in here?
We killed three Sahagin in this room, and they all armed
Yeah,
with spears. And
yeah,
I remember the Ursak. Or when I entered this room, I had three spears. Ursak threw two, so there should be five in here. Unless they're not there
yeah.
anymore.
You don't see spears in the room or the corpses. None
So I
of
stamp my
yeah.
feet. Damn, no more spears.
So it looks like both Kurza and Bart, the two of you, again, are looking around and listening. And as you're doing that, you're actually noticing some shadows reflecting or stopping reflection down this cavern here. So it looks to you like there may be someone further down this cavern because of the shadows that you're seeing cast. So yeah, this direction is what I'm pointing at.
Really?
And
You
that's the
know,
direction of our boats, correct?
Yeah.
Well, that's the way out. There's several ways out, but that's the nearest way. And your boat is. You had left the boat somewhere over in this direction on the map.
Yeah,
That's your
somewhere right
general.
around here.
I think I'd definitely make a motion, waving Bart's hands around his faces and maybe pointing off down the cavern, doing the
Yeah.
whole my eyes like
Quietly
check that
whisper
out.
there may be someone at the end of this uh, hallway. Walkway.
Yeah, and
So,
so it walks by. Based on the shadow that you see, you're thinking that it's not coming closer at the moment, but you definitely saw what appeared to be a humanoid shadow. Bart and
moving
Chris
or just
moving.
kind of
Yeah, it moved. It moved
as
across.
in
So like you were looking for
okay.
daylight down the
Yeah.
cavern, and on the ground, as you were seeing the daylight, you saw a humanoid shadow pass by as if it's at the end of that cavern.
Hmm.
So was the ship that we found directly to the north of us, or was it off to the
Farther
northwest?
east. Farther
To the
east.
east?
Yep. Yeah, all the ships
Yeah,
are to the east of us,
yeah. The ship, the large
all along
ship.
the shoreline.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So
Okay.
I'm I'm gonna take a quick break here. I think this might be a good spot for a real short break since we started late and everything, but I need just a quick couple minutes to take a bio break. And so we'll pause
Sure.
here for 5 and jump right back in, and that might give you guys a chance to decide on next step. So be right back, guys.
There you go. Thanks.
Oh, and I've got an intermission map for us. We need to have.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
All right, we'll see you in a minute.
That's
Very
awesome.
nice.
Oh, that's cute. Intermission. That's
With the
hilarious.
music and everything. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I suppose we just wait and see if it's a guard just kind of going back and forth and forth and back.
I really hope it doesn't
Oh,
have
well.
music.
Yeah, I mean, if we're lucky, we sneak out. Otherwise,
We
otherwise
engage
Hamden
in
goes
combat
first.
again.
Well, Hamden engages in combat again.
Yeah.
Oh, shucks. I get to fight something
Yeah.
else.
Problem is we don't know what we're up against. If the hundreds of Sahagwin have come back, then we're going to have a problem.
Yes, we are. With only 4 of us, big problem.
Yeah. In which case, it's a matter of how the hell can we sneak out and around and, if there's only one guard, we can probably possibly take him. But if there's a bunch more,
I mean, they're pretty rough with their claws. They're not very gentle by any means, if I
no.
recall correctly.
No, they haven't been too kind to you all.
Yeah.
Certainly not.
I've gotten lucky a few times, but yeah, I think we've gotten into the thick of things, and maybe luck is not the best thing to rely
Right.
upon anymore.
Yeah, and I think it's so is everyone back, by the way? I think I see almost
Yeah,
everybody.
I'm here.
Brian, you there?
I don't think Brian's back yet.
Okay. Just a reminder, you guys, I think, do have some other items that you were given. Even like going back to Caddison, I know had given everyone some potions. So I would just definitely take stock of what you have. Before you go through your list of options, make sure you include those. Because I know there's a couple of things in there that could be helpful, but it just depends on the type of exit you're trying to make or approach you're trying to take. So
I'm
I
not
guess
sure
I
what
haven't looked through.
Caddison gave us because I wasn't here for that session.
So did Kurza or Bart say they saw something?
Yep.
What did you say?
Somebody, there's apparently seemed to be probably a guard based on the humanoid shadow
Oh.
moving around out there. Yeah, let's see give it a minute or so and see if the shadow comes back or starts moving in the opposite direction or something.
I'm gonna start fumbling for my stuff to light a torch.
So I would say that as Lee is looking for her torch, she's kind of making a little bit of racket and making it difficult for the others to hear distinctly. But then, as she stops and gets out her torch, you hear some noise come from that direction, and then you see the shadow again flash by, and then it goes away again. So you definitely sort of after a few minutes see some more activity, and it passes by again.
What
Let's
kind of
see.
noise is associated with it?
Just like movement, something taking steps, light steps, not real heavy,
Okay.
but
So it's not like they're dragging something or there's a bunch of them or just one creature moving around on its own.
that's definitely noticeable the second time it passes that it just appears to be the single shadow of a single creature, at least as it's passing by.
So,
Well,
do we do our best to sneak down the passageway and take whatever is out there by surprise and make our way out to the beach and find a place to lay low?
Yeah.
that would be a good plan.
Okay. Who
All right.
is leading the, and I assume you're trying to be somewhat
Uh,
stealthy?
no, we're not going to lay low on the beach. We're going to go to that ship and we're going to commandeer it. And we're going to get off this island.
You want to go to the ship versus the rowboat that
Well, the
we
rowboat's
attempted
going to be on the
to
way.
hide? Or
The rowboat's on the way.
oh, yep, yeah, you mentioned that. Okay. So we'll be able to see if it's still hidden and available or not, and then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I needed to zoom out on the map further. Okay. Oops.
You can actually see part of it on the map.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where the ship is, and the rowboat's somewhere near here.
Or was.
Yeah, last we left it.
Do we? Do we
Whether
think
it's
we
still
can
there.
get the ship into the water? Was that some? Because it looks like I'm just going on the map, like it's
It was
beached, really.
it was
But
beached by the tide. What you had
okay,
noticed
so it depends
before,
on.
yeah, that if the tide is up, then you can sail. Pull it.
That probably would be the end of our rowboat.
Ask the dwarves, hey, is
Oh.
it high tide or low tide right now?
So I think that's a great question, actually. Let me have them check to see if they can
Oh.
get any sense of it. Because right now I imagine their sense of time is somewhat obscured. But, oh, okay. Yeah, so the dwarf can get a sense of it, and the tide right now, he says, should be nearing high tide.
Okay.
So he imagines that the water is high right now.
That means that we should be able to get that boat away from shore.
Let's go.
So, yeah, let's go.
Stop dawdling.
Does that also mean though that we need to swim along the shore to get to the boat, and
No.
or go through the caverns to get to it?
No, we should be able to move along the shore.
Don't know what you base that on, but let's go. Time to go.
Let's do it.
All right,
Yep.
who's in front? Hamden, I assume.
I'll
Then
take
we've
front.
got. Let's see, the order we did before was Kurza, and then
Yeah.
Lee and Bart towards the end with the dwarves between you, and I'll stack the dwarves here. Okay. All right. So you start down this corridor towards the water. Again, you can start to hear now the break of the surf outside. You could see the sunlight more clearly as you're getting down this hallway. And are you trying to walk with any care or caution, or are you just walking
Yes.
normally? Or okay, so I'll just have you do a dex check for now. We'll have everybody do one, and I'm gonna go sort of off of the group consensus here to see how far you're able to go. All right, so half of you passed. You're able to get halfway down this hallway before you hear again some noise, and at that point you look out and see Sahagin walking south, and as he turns that corner, I'm going to have you both roll to see again if there's any surprise, because you guys were half successful, so we'll give it another dice roll to see. So if someone would roll a D10 for the group. Probably Hamden because you're in front. All right, you are not surprised. And if you want to go ahead and just roll another D10, this will be your turn order. And I'll get
Ooh.
the.
Sweet.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you're talking. And oh wow, okay. All right, so everybody's go ahead and adjust your turn orders based on 1.
I'm not on. There's
The
no characters on there.
it's
Isn't
just
it
the
something like
Sahagin.
right click and add a turn order? Oh, that must be for the game owners only.
Do you not see yourselves on the turn order?
Nope.
Oh, all right, let me clear it. Oh, I know why, okay. Now you should see one, hopefully.
Wait.
Oops, 1 and 1. All right, I think we're just need Bart's. 1,
There you go.
okay.
Sorry.
No good, you're good.
Yeah.
And you're first.
I've just got my healing potion in one hand and my staff in the other, which I can't use in that configuration, but it's available. Following close behind, taking Hamden's lead. So essentially, if I can just delay for now and
Yeah, you can sort of ready in action and follow behind. Absolutely. Lee?
Does Hamden stop or is he continuing?
Oh, I'm still walking. I'm
Oh.
killing him.
He hasn't acted yet, so he's basically still creeping down the hallway at whatever speed you were thinking.
I'm falling in line too.
Okay. So I'll just kind
Or
of
let
move
me
you.
ask you this:
Mm.
do I know that there's something there that I can see?
You would have seen the shadow by now, and at this point, when it emerged, like everyone was fixated on this end of the cavern, so even over the heads of your party, you would have seen again the shadow again, and probably a part of it. I think your line of sight is a little bit obscured, but like if I move you down there, no, it's a little bit. It's still kind of cut off, but you would
Hamden's
you
got a
would know it's there.
bottleneck there, so I'm just gonna wait, even if I have to miss my round.
No, that's fine. I'll move you. I'll delay you. So you're just basically following pace, which essentially means that the rest in your party will be able to act before you, but you can act after them. The dwarves are doing the same thing, so they're not going to go out and do anything out of the ordinary here. Kurza, you're
I'm going to
towards the
delay
front.
behind Hamden.
All right, so you'll be that, and that brings us to our group leader.
Okay, so I do see the Sahagin, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think on the map it's let me point to it. Let me just click on it so you guys, basically all of you would see it by your line of sight. It's here. And you'll see it on the map in a moment. It's just cut off. There's a line in between us.
So
So
I see
just
him.
around
How big
the
is he?
corner.
The
And how
Sahagin
many
are,
are there?
there's just the one Sahagin that you see. He's approximately 6.5 feet tall. And he's walking with a spear in one hand. He has a short sword hanging on his hip, wearing like a loincloth, and you can see he's also got a horn that's hanging from his chest on his side. You had seen, or the group had seen, this horn or similar horns before. They're like some conch shells that have
I
been
have one.
turned. Yeah, yeah. So you would have seen Kurza's, and you see one of them sitting on the side of this Sahagin as he's walking by.
Has he noticed us yet?
He has not.
How far from
I mean,
me to him?
It's, let's see.
Like, could I move there, attack, and
Yeah, he's 15 feet. I mean, 15 feet in front of you. So it's just cut off on your screen at the moment. It'll be fixed once anyone takes a movement here, which either he'll come towards you or you'll be moving towards him, and he'll be on your map momentarily. But he's standing right in this square here, and so that is 15 feet in front of you.
all right, I'll take that movement and make my first attack.
Okay, and I'll move you out there so it'll make more sense to you. Hopefully, you can see a little bit more now. So yeah, you charge towards it. It at that point, would hear your footsteps coming towards it, but you get the jump on it. So you're gonna need to let's see, you need a 14. It's an AC 5, so we'll just go off of that. It's a miss. You do get 2 attacks this round, but it gets to act before you on your second attack, and let's see, the others are gonna go as well. So it turns, your attack surprises it, but he's able to kind of move out of the way, and then he kind of turns and he reaches down for the horn on his side and pulls it up
We
to
can't
his
all just
mouth.
jump him at the same, somewhat simultaneously.
Well, you'll have a moment to act here in a second.
Okay.
He's pulled that horn out, and he's got it, lifting in one hand, and in his other hand, he's sort of pushes his spear towards you to push you away from him. So he's going to take a spear attack, and your AC's 3. He would miss you with the spear, and that would then bring us to Bart. So you were waiting, you were kind of delaying, and that's what you see unfold.
yeah, I think is it um am
Charge,
I
knock him
able
over.
to I was gonna say am I able to rush forward and try and like stash my potion someplace where it's not broken or place it gently on the ground along my way racing forward and try and make a called shot on his horn to try and bat it away from what he's trying to do.
If I see Bart
You
trying to stow the potion, I'll transfer my torch to my left hand, which is my shield hand, and I'll hold out my bucket to him. Here, put your potion in there and run. I don't know what's going on, but it seems like you want to.
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
something.
you guys are acting
But
simultaneously, essentially.
all right,
So if
yeah,
you want to hand off the potion to Lee, then
sure.
you could move, and you can absolutely get there. So you're are you gonna
Yeah, do you,
sort of stand? I guess there would be the spot. So I'm gonna move you to there.
Yep.
Now you should be able
and
to
I think
see.
yeah, instead of just a standard attack, I think if you're using like the called shot rule, it's a terrible roll. I have, little chance of doing it. I think, but
I'd say just charge him and try and bowl him over.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to like
he's
grab
quite a
the
bit taller
item,
than me. But yeah,
if you're trying
Your
to
your
grab the
chance
item,
of
then that
doing
would be the
that's
called shot.
Just let
yeah,
Adam take his turn.
yeah, because a
I'm not.
called shot is going to be a really big minuses. Whereas
It's like
if
a
you just
minus.
try and bowl him over, A, he might drop it. B, he's going to have to, maybe pick himself up or choose to defend himself or forego all that before he blows the horn. So
It's fine. You could dial up whatever you think is the right thing. If you're going for if you want to go for the horn specifically, you can. Or to his point, you could disrupt him by pretty much doing several things at this point. So you don't have to rip the horn away from him, but it's
I guess
heroic, and so it's your decision really at the end of the day what you think Bart would want to do here.
would it be obvious to Bart that just a standard just bum rush and attack would disrupt him from blowing on the horn or
Yeah, I mean, you would think that if you just sort of tried to tackle him, that it's going to be pretty difficult for him to use his hands, and
Alright.
that would prevent him from getting it to his mouth. So you
Sure.
could just try to sort of tackle him, grapple him.
Yeah, I think he would try to do whatever the the most effective uh, interaction is, trying to just get him away from the horn. So if that's just a standard attack, trying to grapple, does that mean we have to go look that up in the book too, or?
I'm kind of pulling it up here, but I mean, it's essentially it is going to be a 20-sided roll. So
And unfortunately, even with level 3, I'm at a 20 Thaco, but you know, that is what it is.
Yeah, I
That's
think
not bad.
next level you're gonna get a Thaco increase.
Yeah, so I mean that'll hit a what roll minus Thaco. So what, AC 3?
You get a +2 for a charge or something.
yeah, so I think the way it works is, yeah, it's just basically you're attacking his AC, which you would hit, and then there is a grappling table that you can roll on to kind of, like if you were trying to wrestle him down, it would
Yep.
give you a different outcome or something like that. I need to find that table, but let's see.
Is it wrestling or grappling? I forget.
I want to say it was grappling, but I'm not having any luck with it. Let's see.
Wrestling is.
Is it shows wrestling?
So I grabbed my Golden Glory book, so I don't know if it's
Oh, it
the same
does. It
thing I'm
does show as
looking at.
wrestling. Yeah, so
Yeah.
okay, so 59 and 97, 98 are the, for those following at home in their PHB. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, so punching and
Okay.
wrestling results. There's a table, and you have a chance of knocking him out. That's what's cool
Oh
about it.
wow. Yeah.
So you can roll now basically another 20-sided
All right.
to determine what your wrestling maneuver is, I guess. A 1, which is a leg twist, and there's a 2% chance that as you twisted his leg, he falls and knocks himself out. So if you'll roll
All
a
right.
percentile, I mean, why not? There's a outside chance.
No,
Okay. All right.
not tonight, but
Um,
still,
the
he's a.
It doesn't do any damage though. That is the bad part. Some of them could have
Oh.
done 1 or 2 damage, but that move doesn't do any damage. So anyway,
So
you do
so
disrupt him.
am I just holding onto this leg as he just walks around trying to confront Hamden and just
Well,
parts being dragged along, or?
yeah, you've kind of got him off balance. Let's say, well
Hmm.
off balance by grabbing his leg, and he's not in a good position right now. So he doesn't necessarily, he's not fallen over yet or anything, but he can't do much. So we'll cut over. Then Lee, you see that you've got the potion now in your hand, and you could still act this turn. You would have seen Bart charge off heroically.
He's questioning all of his life choices, so I don't know what the rest of you are doing, but it's.
Well, I'm going to take off too.
Let's see. Oops.
My movement is unencumbered now. Should be able to do 12, whatever that is. Is that 12 squares? Or is these 120 feet?
Yeah, it's your movement times 10 if you're doing full movement, right? In feet.
Okay. So these squares are 10?
Let's see, these squares are 10.
I can definitely get out of here if you'll move my token.
Oh, yeah, let me move. Oh, I moved the whole map. How about that?
Uh-oh.
Wrong layer. There we go. So now you're on the other side of the
Yeah, I
threshold.
probably can't
So,
squeeze past Sahagin.
well, you could squeeze past Hamden. You can contain that space. That's not a problem.
That's a plus. All right, and I'm going to initiate. See, what am I going to do? I'm going to put down my bucket and put my torch back into my right hand, and start with the mace shield proficiency, whatever that's called, weapon shield method.
Hit him with your shield.
My armor class is going to 6.
Oh, okay. All right.
Move, set stuff down. Does it take time to move stuff around from hand to hand?
Just switching hands?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I'll swing at him.
Yeah, I don't think that would take any time to just switch hands. So go ahead. You can take a swing. Yeah, you definitely are within range, movement wise and action wise.
Whoop.
Oh no.
Oh,
Is that a 1? It is a 1.
That's a 1.
You've got one astonishing fortune left at least, right? Or 2 left.
2. I think 2 is where we're at.
yeah, we got 2 left.
Probably a good time to not fumble if we're trying to avoid
Yeah.
alerting the whole den of Sahagin.
Yeah, and I'm not sure where you're at, Lee, on hit points. But yeah, it's your call. You got 2 fortune left, or you can roll on the table and see what the weapon fumble gives you.
Where's the table?
It's on the macro or collection tab, I guess. At the bottom right, there's rollable tables.
Did it work?
I heard something. Let's see. It says the character's weapon breaks unless an item savings throw versus normal blow is passed. So you're gonna make a savings throw for your weapon. So you just roll a percentile.
36.
So your weapon breaks.
Oh no. I was so fond of that torch too. I just got it.
That's unfortunate because now you have 2 torches. So that's not too bad either. But that will move us past the dwarves. They are wisely staying behind you all. And then Kurza, you've seen now all of this unfold. You're the only one I know that's not past this threshold. But I assure you on the other side there is a skirmish happening with a Sahagin.
Yeah, move me past the break here so I can see.
Yes,
there
sir.
we go. That'll work. Is the Sahagwin prone?
He's got a a human cleric holding his leg. He has a druid who has broken a torch, basically in his general direction, and of course Hamden standing nearby with said battle axe. So he's not in a great position. You would have to get past your party though, and you can do that. You still have movement.
I'll do it at range, and I'll use the Ring of the Ram and smack him.
I think you have to be in reach of him, like to punch
Within
him.
30 feet.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So I'll use 1 charge. No, 2 charges.
Nice.
And that'll do him 2d6 damage plus a save versus spells to be knocked over and
very nice.
That sort of thing. So here's your 2d6. Oh, that's painfully stupid. But oh well.
All right. So
oh well.
Perfect. So your force of your motion doesn't seem to hit him as hard as you expected, but it definitely makes contact, and he's still twisted up a little bit with Bart. So I'm gonna mark him also as being prone here. Which one is the right one for that? Just call it this. Okay. All right. So that brings us back to Hamden. Your second attack.
And I will make that second attack.
AC 5's right on the button. Oh, max damaged him. 14 damage. All right. Where'd you aim at? He's still up, but you did some serious damage.
While he's got a cleric on his leg, he's kind of hopping around. And I come up and I swing and I chop off one of his arms and up into his rib cage.
Ooh. Oh yeah, and that I'm gonna also do just to check. Okay. You didn't break the cord that the horn was hanging on, but you hit the same side that the horn was hanging on. So he's in bad shape. And at that he gets knocked backwards, taking that damage as well. And it brings us to new order. So we'll just go ahead and have everybody. He's gonna go 5. Somebody could roll for us. Probably should stay with the hot hand if we ever find one. Whoever is rolling well for initiative.
I rolled last time. I can keep going if you want.
Go for it.
Ahead.
Yeah, you're kind of doing well.
Sweet.
All right, so set yourself up. The Sahagin is acting on 5. I think we're good, right? Everybody's good?
What is unarmed combat? Does that change my weapon speed?
I think that would
It's
be a 1,
it's
wouldn't
a
it?
1, I think. Yeah, it's a 1.
Okay.
So
So we're 3 plus 1 is 4.
all right. So Bart, you're up.
I mean, I've got a hold of his leg. I think I'm just gonna try and, perform
Sustain.
another wrestling move.
Continue. Yeah, to do
sustain
another
that
rest.
and
Yeah. So
see what I end up with.
yeah. So if you want
So,
to,
do I need to roll to hit again, or?
I'm trying to look and see if it's basically. I'm wondering if there's like a check to see if you maintain a hold.
There should be something in there.
Yeah. Let's see. So wrestle.
Page 160, no? Damn.
Okay, wrestling moves with an asterisk are maintained from round to round unless
There
they're
you go.
broken. And so the leg twist was not a maintained wrestling maneuver.
Right.
So you would
So I
basically
still need-
be sort of maybe maybe you pulled your grip off and you're going to re-attack.
All right. So he's moving around. I roll a 5. That's probably not going to get me back onto his leg again. So
No.
he's perhaps escaped my grip for the time being.
Yep. But you've got him wobbled. He's hurt very badly. The shot that just hit him from Hamden, you feel like was a critical shot in terms of his life force. So he's in bad shape. But that brings us then to Lee. I think you're next.
It says wrestling requires both hands free, unencumbered by shields and the like. So I can't even punch or kick.
You could drop it. You could drop. I mean, it's free action to drop it.
Punch him
you
with
know?
the shield.
Yeah, I was still thinking about a shield bash. Anyway, I'm gonna give him a really dirty look.
Well, mind you, he still has the horn, and that's probably still the most, I guess, critical piece as far as disabling him.
I mean,
And he acts next, so I'm just
if I
giving you a
could
chance.
grab it, I would. But the rules are pretty straightforward. As the wrestling requires both hands free, unencumbered by shields and the like.
Yeah, so you can just bash him. You could still hit him at least with your shield, right?
I could attempt it, but I don't know.
What's my
The dice?
what's the speed with the ring? That activation.
I would just give it a 1 as well. Because
Okay, then
it's a hand,
I'll
it's
just
like hand to
hold
hand.
my turn, DM Jamie. Thank you.
You're all right. I'll hold you. So the Sahagin is
well, I'll go on 4 then, because I'm going to use the ring.
oh, okay. Yeah, let me
I
restart.
didn't know it was that fast.
Oh, go ahead.
I was assuming it was slower. 2 more charges. So 8 damage.
Right. All right. So that finishes off the Sahagin. Where were you aiming your shot?
The head.
At the head. So his head blows back, and
Breaking
he
neck.
just kind of gurgles as his spine cracks and he flips backwards, landing sort of in a heap, and his horn bounces off to the side. His spear falls to the side, and he is quite deceased. So you're now standing there, and I'll move him. There we go. He got kind of blown back, so I'll move him out of the way there for you. The dwarves
Anything else moving?
the dwarves will follow forward. You guys, at this point, you're basically able to look around to the south, and you notice that it looks like there may be another Sahagin out towards the shoreline in this direction. As far as up into the cavern, you don't see anything right now. So, further into the cavern, north in this direction, you don't see or hear anything.
I think we should probably grab the body and put him behind us.
Okay.
So that he's not
So
too obvious.
I'll move him
Let's
back there.
go.
All right.
Prop him up against the wall there, and
you guys also would notice at this point, for those of you who are kind of stepping out, 2 things. One, immediately to the south now, where you're at, Lee, you see Sahagin in that direction. He's facing away from you at the moment, looking south. So you also see the backside of your rowboat leaning. It looks like it's been turned. You guys recall leaving it sort of propped up on its side. It looks like it's been kind of turned over, and it's now sitting on the backside, but it's in the same spot that it was. You still see the
wonder if they put
oars.
holes in it.
You still see the oars connected to it from this direction. There's no obvious damage. You're kind of far away, but you still see the oars in it. And you see this Sahagin down here, who does not see you. So you guys are a good ways away here still from it.
I'm gonna pick up the fallen Sahagin spear, DM Jamie.
You got it. It's intact, and you can add that to your list. It also has a short sword, and again, it was carrying a horn. So you saw a horn that was on it as well, similar to the one that Kurza had.
So Bart will maybe just grab his healing potion back
Bucket.
out of the bucket. Yep.
Okay, so you got your healing potion back.
Pick up his quarterstaff and kind of take up the same stance, looking around his compatriots and to Hamden to see who's gonna lead the way.
I am leading the way. Let's go kill it.
All right, so you could turn the corner here. Hamden, if we just pull your token out to the edge, you'll be able to see the same things, hopefully. The Sahagin is here. The boat is here. Hopefully those are both visible. So you can lead it off. He is, let's see, 40 feet from you, so you're definitely able to cover that ground and still get a single attack off this round. All right, so let me add the turns in again.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a good roll. Yeah. And somebody give us a initiative roll as well, because he's, even though he is surprised already.
Go ahead, do it again.
There we go. Cool.
Did I go ahead and roll damage?
Yeah, you hit. I'm sorry. You hit. Yeah, I was just trying to get the turns set. And we kind of went a little out of order, which is fine. You only rolled a 7 or a 1 for damage. Okay. So
But
what was your weapon speed for your battle axe?
my weapon speed is a 7.
All right. So this will, in the sequence, we'll fix the sequence here in a second. The rest of you, if you could add your casting time or weapon speeds to your turn order, and then I'll set it off. All right, he isn't gonna act here. Okay, so
Oh, sorry. That's supposed to be a 10, I guess.
all right, no, you're good. I'll restore. Okay, so the first is Lee. You saw it. You were the one that saw it first, actually. So whatever action you were wanting to take would essentially, oh, you're swinging something. So let me resort the order. All right, Kurza, then you would know about this. If you step one step forward with your token, you'll see where everything's happening. Yep.
Let's see here. Switch back. And then we'll hit him with a. Does he have another horn on him? Or no?
He does have a horn on him.
He does. In that case, let's hit him with a double charge from the ring of the ram. Now, if he's got I'm assuming he's got a strength greater than 12. So he gets a save versus spell at -1.
Okay.
Or get knocked over.
Oh, okay. So save or spell -1. Yeah, he would get knocked over. So he falls forward, face forward.
Takes 4 damage.
And he takes 4 damage. All right, nice. All right, so he falls forward and takes the 4. All right, that brings us to his turn, actually. So as he stumbles forward and lands prone, he turns around and stands up, and in that same motion, kind of is pulling his spear up and also trying to reach for his horn. So that's his whole turn, though. It takes him all those actions to stand up and get reoriented. So, Bart, you would be next.
I think Art this time will kind of rush forward and dropping the potion somewhere along the way, use both his hands as he needs to try and bring his quarterstaff down on him.
All right, so go for it's AC 5 to hit.
Let's see.
Yeah, he unfortunately stood up so quick that you didn't get the benefit of a prone attack, but we'll also give your spell a savings throw, so I'll have you roll that too. That is not a hit.
Nope, that's not going to work.
It's not a hit. If you'll roll a percentile, we'll give your bottle basically your potion, knowing that you were trying.
Survival chance.
It's falling on sand, so in my opinion, that's going to help significantly. So we're going to give it an 80% chance that it survives. And okay, so you're good. So
Yep.
it landed, it didn't break, but it's behind you somewhere. So we'll kind of drop a little thing on the beach, and that would bring up Lee next.
Yeah, it's 55 feet to move down there. I use this. So run on down there.
Running on down there. All right. Where do you want to be? Okay.
I will move to a position where I will allow it to attack me if I am the one it chooses to attack, but I definitely want to try to stab it with the spear.
Okay. Yeah, I think if I'm understanding, I think you can still attack. So go ahead and roll. It's AC 5.
Well, I can go from there. That's better.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Although there's only, yeah, it's better for you. Oh, no. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. So the spear from far away misses its mark, but Hamden's hit. He had already went, and so the Sahagin is damaged, and it was knocked over prior to that. So sequence-wise, that's how that unfolds. And we need another initiative. So group initiative. Someone wants to roll that.
Do I get my second attack in this round?
This round you will. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, I meant in this new round you would get it. So.
Okay.
Because
Sorry.
you moved last round, so it was.
You're right.
All right. So if you'll roll a d10. We'll go off of that. I'll take these guys out of the turn order. All right, 3. Yeah, you're actually doing real well with it. Okay. All right, so for those who are attacking, add your weapon speed. If you're grabbing or fighting hand combat, it's a 1. Otherwise, it's your casting time or your weapon speed. And let me sort this. Oops. Okay. All right, so it is the Sahagin's turn. The Sahagin now sees, you guys charging it. Obviously, it's taken a hit. fell forward. It's grabbing the horn and blowing the horn with its action.
Great.
So you guys are hearing now a pretty loud, bellow coming from this conch shell right in front of you. You'd heard it. I think you may have heard it once before when you first got here, but it's very loud at this point, and it's sort of aimed in your direction anyway because he looks like he's desperately calling in that direction. So that is what he's sort of doing in this turn and blowing on the trumpet, so to speak. That brings up Kurza. So you are over by the boat. You hear the shrill horn echoing even in the cavern behind you.
Motion for the dwarves to come over and help me with the boat.
Okay, so maybe a little bit of marshaling of these dwarves so that they're being helpful. Let me see if I can get them to move. They're stuck. There they are. Okay. All right. Yeah, they come in your direction, and one of them grabs one side and one of them starts grabbing the other side. They're too weak to really move it, but they're taking stock
Well,
of.
between the three of us,
Yeah, they're
we
not like
might be able to move it.
you could probably with the three of you move it, but they'll move in that direction, and start helping.
What is the condition of the boat?
From what you can tell, it looks the
No
same.
obvious holes.
No obvious holes.
Okay.
Nothing stands out. It just looks like it was
Okay.
definitely moved though. So, all right. That brings up Bart.
Bart's gonna try and take another swing at the Sahagan with his quarterstaff.
All right. Oh, goodness.
Oh no.
It's not a fumble, but it's not a hit. You guys still
Not
have
great,
one
yeah.
astonishing fortune left, just as a reminder. So I think
I think that's probably best for the Hamden, like, who has a bit more damage potential if we need it.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But Lee is up next, though. So Lee,
Sure. Try to
spear.
spear.
All right. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, we're getting some rough rolls here. All right. Anything else? Do you want to move or stay in that position?
Can I see if this boat's still here from here? Is it daylight?
It's daylight. Yeah, you can see the front end of that boat. Yeah, you can see the front end of that boat. I'm not sure. Let me take a look at what you're seeing. Yeah, you see the front end of it for sure.
Yep, I'm looking at that boat. Like it's time to get it.
I'm gonna put some more light over there as well so you can see. Okay. All right, Hamden. This will be your. You get 2 attacks this round. So we'll add one for a second.
Are there Sahagwin on that boat? Or on the ship, I should say.
Oh
I think
no,
I missed on that one.
you missed on that one. But you go ahead and do your second. That would've
And
been-
I missed on that one.
Oh
Oh.
goodness. All right.
Is it worth the last astonishing to try and
Might as
get
well.
Hamden a hit here?
That's up to you guys.
Might as well. Any naysayers? No?
Seems like not. Seems like we're good. It's up to you. Oh no.
And I
Unfortunately.
still missed.
Better, but still not.
Yeah. Just not quite right. But
Still single
Okay.
digits.
Do we
so
still have one astonishing left?
That was the last one.
that was it. That was the last.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
so
was it.
Alright.
They went quick tonight. But they were used pretty in the right spots. I think it's just still the dice have their way with us. But if someone will roll initiative again. I guess Hamden is still. Okay, this one wasn't his norm. He's so flustered by that last round there.
Oh, I am.
All right, you get single attack this round, and the Sahagin actually goes on a 10. Oops. Let's see. And he's got the spear, so he's gonna. All right, and we are with Lee. You're first.
Yeah, I'm having problems entering my thingy here. 1 second, please. There, I'm 15.
15. Yeah. Oh, you're 15 now. Sorry. So the Sahagin goes first, really simultaneously with Kurza. It's blown on the horn long enough, and it is now kind of maintaining the horn, but stabbing forward, and more focused now on getting this dwarf away from him. So the dwarf seems to always catch the attention of the enemies that you fought, and so again, it seems to be hold true here. And it hits Hamden for 4 damage. Sticks Hamden in the leg with the tip, pulls it out, kind of hisses and stops blowing on the horn. And that brings up Kurza.
I guess I'm going to just have to go over and try and whack him with a stick.
All right, go ahead and see if you can. What kind of stick you have? You have a quarterstaff?
Quarterstaff.
Yeah. All right. Someone's got to start rolling good here. There you go. That's a hit. That's a big hit.
You said we're gonna have to start throwing rocks otherwise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, really. Damage.
I think it's a 6. I want to say the quarterstaff. Is anyone else?
D6, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, max damage.
There you go. Now we're moving in the right direction. All right, that definitely bloodies him. He looks as if that staggered him. So, nice hit. Bart is up.
All right. Same song. We'll just
Okay.
keep going with it.
It's desperation time now. It's just. Well, it wasn't a fumble, but was not.
He's been consistent in combat all night. I guess I'll give him that.
Yeah, we need poor Bart needs a little training maybe when he gets to town. All right.
He needs to know the level to get more Thaco, is about it. But.
Yeah, and your spell level now to get second spell level, you'll need to get training. So, all right, Lee is up.
I'll attack with my spear. But before I do it, I says, if that's their alarm, maybe we shouldn't try to fight them out on the beach. Oh, right. Look at me go. Is that even right? Oh, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I hit the wrong button. God, they're so tiny at 53 or whatever. There you go.
It is unfortunately a miss. It's AC 5 would hit. Hamden is up, unless you got anything else there, Brian.
No, this is
This is kind of the most urgent thing.
D&D combat with a druid.
Yeah, second level druid right now. Not quite the tank you were hoping for. No, I'm kidding. Hamden is the tank you were hoping for.
And I'm gonna hit him.
Please do. And you get 2 turns this round.
My God,
so.
I can't hit him.
Or no, you don't. I'm sorry, you get the single. Miss. All right. So it is back to the top of the order. Again, he is bloodied, and he stopped blowing on the horn, but he's gonna go relatively quickly this turn. go ahead and roll initiative there, Mike, and we'll kick off from there. All right. Oh, you did pretty good. All right. All right, everybody good here? So, or Brian, there you go. Gotcha. All right, so Hagen is going to, at this point, he is going to take a swing, and he's desperate at this point. He misses, and as he does that, he turns and starts to dive towards the water. He doesn't make it very far because he's already taken an attack, but he's sort of moved backwards, and that brings all of you up. You're now going to have a +1 to him because he's turning his
Get
back
target
on
of
you.
opportunity.
Well, you'll get a
Attack of
plus.
opportunity.
You'll get a +2 to your attacks because he's
Oh,
turned
okay.
and withdrawn. So you're gonna all get a +1 to your attack rolls on this turn. So you're up next, Chris. You can smack him with the quarterstaff. There you go.
Fair enough. Smack him hard and horribly. Ugh. Or not.
Oh man. All right, missed him with the quarterstaff. Bart, you're up.
They have a
Nice.
25% chance to hit, so
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This is
I
it's like the
I
curse
should have
of
just picked up rocks.
wow. The curse continues for poor Bart. All right, Lee is up. Can you do anything? Can you hit this thing?
finish him.
We
Take a
shall.
little step up. Add +1. Why is this? What's this? Come on, man.
Spearing him.
Wait, you said we got pluses to hit the guy, right?
Yeah, so if you miss, you still would have missed with an AC
I still
6.
missed? Okay.
He's AC 5, but
Only a +1.
Lee
huh?
hit. Yeah.
Lee hit, yeah.
All right.
All right.
So you're hitting with a spear, and you got 2 damage on it. Okay. All right, it's still up. It is maybe a good hit away from being down, but it's not near death's door just yet. So Hamden, maybe you can help with that.
Now, this is my 2-hit round.
That's right. Yeah, actually, yeah, this is. Yeah, I'll add you in. Okay. All right. That's a solid shot. And 8 damage. Oh man. Okay. It is down. Tell us how you split open this Sahagin that's turned its back and tried to flee you.
As he turns his back and he's running towards the water, I throw my axe at him, and it lodges in his back, and he falls over into the water. And I walk over and retrieve my axe out of his bloody corpse.
Yes, and you see just sort of this little, pool of blood in the water, as it's laying face first now in the water. So you guys are out of the turns at the moment, and you see him, just kind of floating off there in the water, unless you want to grab him.
Up on the horn.
I think we
Let
should
him-
all
Let him
do I
float.
see-
We get
And
to
run.
the boat and drag it out and get
Do
out
I
of
see
here.
all the Sahagin
Yep.
on this ship? DMG?
I agree.
get on the boat and move it. Let's get to the boat.
Yeah.
and
So
out of here.
so while you were doing that, and earlier, Kurza had got the dwarves to kind of start working on the boat. So they were kind of getting things secured, getting things, checking it all, making sure it was seaworthy, and they were able to at least pull it away from the wall here. So you guys can kind of work with them. As far as that Sahagin, if you guys wanted to check him or whatever, you know, he had the horn, he had a spear as well that's fallen to the ground near him, as well as a short sword, and he also has a small pouch with him.
Are these Sahagin on this ship
Grab the
visible to you,
pouch.
Jamie?
Definitely grab the pouch.
So yeah, let me go ahead
Am I
and
even being heard?
I hear you, Brian.
Okay.
There are Sahagin on that ship. If you're looking in that direction, in the daylight, you would see things moving about on the deck of that far ship. So not sure what's visible to you on the map at the moment, but if you definitely would have that kind of visibility from here that there's things moving about on that top of that ship.
Sahagin over there on the
Let's
ship.
get on the boat and get out of here
All right.
quickly.
Yeah.
So
I've been on the ship for a while. I think they're going to overtake us if they want to.
so here's what
We're on land.
what
That
I'm
boat is still on
what
the
I'm gonna
beach.
need you guys to do though is you gotta drag that boat over, get it in the water, and get, you know, kind of in it and together, if that's the plan. So we'll do like a strength check with the group and make sure that you're able to get the thing the way you need it oriented, and if that's in fact what you're wanting to do.
Yeah, let's get it in the water and
Oof.
So we got one solid strength check. Bart's feeling it.
That's the best roll of the night I've done
Look
so
at that.
far.
It's
That's interesting.
oh,
That's an
that's
interesting roll.
it's you passed, Samden. You're good, obviously. Yours is messing up because of the slash. So
I understand.
you got 3 out of 4 successes. You're able to move it and get it oriented. In fact, you're able to get it turned and facing in the direction that you think it needs to be to get yourselves out of here as quickly as you can. I assume everybody's hopping on, and anything particular that you're wanting to do, I guess I'll let you guys decide how you want to be oriented on the boat, like who's in the front of the boat, who's in the back of the boat. Ursake will want to be in the back of the boat, so I'll kind of move the dwarves into the boat real quick just to. We'll have Jai2 in the front. Ursake will be in the back. The rest of you can decide where you want to fit in.
Yeah.
Hamden's got that back corner then, I take it.
I'll
Bart,
take
Bart looks back wistfully at the beach at a tiny little glistening glass vial of healing potion he forgot to grab on the way to the boat.
go grab it.
it. Speaking of that, I'm going to take the last half of my healing potion.
We're getting out of here. I think it's a, especially if there's a Sahagin down the beach. It's just time to go.
It's like playing a game of chicken here, but yeah, you can take the last half of your potion. Hamden, you can just do a D4 if it. All right, so the dwarfs seem to be, you know, almost energized a little bit when they get on the boat. Like they're much more at home. You know, kind of they seem to take charge. Jaitu in the front of the boat is, you know, giving some direction, but Ursake seems like he's the more experienced of the two, and he's giving your whole group some direction on how to get this thing moving. And so you get the boat going out into the water. That's as you're doing that, you guys are hearing a lot of noise in this northeastern corner towards the ship that you saw earlier. As you guys get a better view here, I'm gonna actually see if I can just. Not sure what you guys can see. So hopefully you guys have enough distance on your vision that you're able to see basically on this boat over here that there are several Sahagin on the top deck, and the blast of the horn has seemed to get their attention. You kind of see them, looking in your direction. Several of them kind of walking towards the front of the ship and looking in your direction. They seem to be busy, making movement to the ships and ropes and sails. So they look like they're almost actively trying to get the ship to float and potentially follow you. Is what you're concerned with at the moment, because there are so many actually already sitting on the ship. So you start in this direction and you're paddling, or rowing, I should say.
We want to head west and around the edge, hopefully kind of, or is there some place that we can get out of their line of sight?
Yeah, let me back up here. So, you guys came in the dark of night, if you'll remember. Let me kind of take us over to this for a second. All right, so you guys are going to be over here. So this is just to kind of give some perspective. You guys, I think, have already and now can confirm that you're actually on Trader's Isle, and you've been on Trader's Isle, not the Isle of Presper. And so, that's more apparent to you now in the current conditions as you're sailing away, that this was actually Trader's Isle. And so, again, what you were saying is I think you were needed to head west to pick up the ship, and that was the direction that you were given by Cadison and the Cormyrean Navy that's going to come and find you, as far as you know. So, before we get you off of the edge here, obviously, you guys are kind of having to make your way around this outer edge. So we're going to do some group strength checks to see. I'm going to have you do, actually, let's do strength, and then that's a strength check will allow me to get you guys moved out of this map, into that big map, and then we'll talk about how you're sustaining. It's a pass. All right, so it was two passed and two failed. All right. So yeah, as you guys are getting further away from the island, you're noticing that the ship behind you, that the Sahagin are definitely loading up the ship and seem to be trying to get the ship to leave port. So, that's all clear to you as you're kind of getting further away, and I'll move you into the other map.
How does Hamden fail a strength check with a roll of 14 when he has 18 strength?
Yeah, it's just he passed. It's just because he has the percentile in his sheet. So when it runs it, it's
18 divided by 79.
Yeah.
it's definitely there we go. So, all right. So I don't think we need to have that on here. You guys start to peel away from the island. Let me move that. And you get yourself outside of the rocks. During that time, you can see again that the Sahagin were scurrying. The horn got their attention. You're in the boat, and you start sailing in this westerly direction. And you guys are getting yourselves, further away. But so I'm going to have you do, at this point, a Constitution check to see, how you're keeping up and what kind of progress you're making. Also, I've got sailing conditions. If someone would like to roll on the collection tab, there's a macro for sailing conditions that'll tell us what the water is like. You're definitely all not having a problem here, really keeping up. So that's good. But whoever, let's see, I think last time when we did sailing conditions, I want to say Yeah, we did have pretty good. So there you go. You're in good. You're not going to cover 75 miles in this vessel. That was more for the other vessel, but it's smooth sailing. So it's not choppy water. It's not that difficult for you guys to get around the rockiness of this area and get yourselves away from it, where you feel like you would be able to um, rendezvous with the ship. So at this point, you get out to sea. You're on the boat, and you look behind you, and now what looks like a mile behind you or so, it appears that the Sahagins have been able to get their ship off of the shore and moving away from the rocks. They've got to go a little bit southernly to avoid some of the deeper rocks, so their orientation isn't exactly um, following in your line at the moment. They're kind of going south, but you guys at that time go ahead and make a wisdom check, and I'm going to go again off of the group. Kind of.
Possible are we in our small size against being a mile out?
Yeah, I mean, you don't think you're far enough that you would be out of their line of sight. There's certainly, because of the smooth conditions, there's some good visibility. So unfortunately, you're pretty sure you're visible because it's still daylight and pretty smooth. So all right, you're able to at this point, those of you who passed your wisdom check, speaking of visibility, are looking towards the northwest, and you actually see a ship coming in that direction. And it looks as if it's a pretty significantly sized ship, similar in size to the one that the Sahagin are on. At least at this point, that's the way it appears. So you guys will continue heading in that direction. Does anybody have anything that they're wanting to do while you're rowing? Specifically, I know it's not really represented on the map exactly, but anything that you're wanting to do.
Pull to the last.
Say again.
We're gonna pull to the last.
Keep pulling. Okay. So
Really?
yeah, anybody else have anything at all that they need to do? I mean, as far as changing any of your orientation. All right. So if you're good, you'll at this point go ahead and recognize that as the ship is getting closer and you're kind of getting closer in this direction, the Sahagins have got themselves reoriented. Let's see. So they're now sailing in that westerly direction. They've gone south of Trader's Isle, and they're coming in that same direction. And you're at this point like right in the middle of the two, and so you're kind of in a little bit of a race, if you will. But you've got the fortune of them moving towards you, and you're moving towards them. So you get a little bit closer and notice the ship that arrives doesn't look like the Osprey Herald. It looks a little bit different than the Osprey Herald, but it is flying the purple flags of Cormyr, which you all know to be of the kingdom that Cadison comes from. And so, you would all be familiar with that. You would have seen those symbols on him. You would have seen some of those purple robes and different banners that have been displayed by the Cormyrians before. So, you're definitely confident that this is the ship that was sent for you anyhow. And so you guys start to kind of, Ursake is looking at you all like, friends of yours?
That's the hope.
And
Should
so
be.
who's wearing the amulet? Who actually, did we ever establish who was wearing it? If
I
not,
got volunteered, but I never said yes.
oh. Well, does anyone want to be the one wearing it, or carrying it? You don't have to wear it, but you could carry it. And so whoever that is,
It'll
I'm
probably go in my bucket.
I think Ervalor was the one actually wearing it.
Hmm.
yeah, we'll kind of
So does it
transfer
pass
it.
the next elf then, or?
Sure, what the hey? I'll wear it if you want.
They only
Yeah.
trust their own kind to carry it. So I actually, yeah, I think that kind of makes sense. So Kurza will say you have it or you're wearing it. Okay, so you have it,
Sure.
and you can tell that they're tracking you, and you guys start to get close to the ship. As you do, again, this is kind of closing in behind you. You can kind of tell that things will come to a head at a certain point. But as you get closer to the ship, you actually recognize on the top part of the ship somebody that you saw before. Let me see if I can get to the right map. All right, so I'm going to cut to this one. This is it. All right.
Our
So,
good captain.
so this was where we left things before. I've got this to kind of. Yes, it was Captain Winnick that you see steering the ship, which you find to be interesting because you remembered that he was not allowed to sail for the Cormyrean Navy when he was sailing the Osprey Herald. So he's sailing this ship with the banners of the Osprey Herald flying, or the banners of Cormyr flying. So that's somewhat interesting to you. But let's see, I got some of the wrong players here on this screen. I need to copy your whole boat again. Here we go. All right. Let's get rid of this boat and move you guys over. All right. So, hail there! You hear Winnick call out from the side of the ship as you guys approach and you get within, shouting distance, we'll call it. I'm going to move. The boat is just twisting on me. Here we go. So as you get closer, they throw a rope towards your boat. You're able to catch it. You're not in the middle of the ocean as it appears on the screen. There we go. Okay. So yeah, you guys get up next to the boat. Essentially, they help pull you onto the boat. And it's at that point that you guys also notice that there are some sharks that are following you again, that came in the same direction as the Sahagin. And they seem to be almost like following the Sahagin's ship. So they're between you and behind you. The Sahagin are pursuing you, and we're gonna pull all of you off of the boat and onto the ship. And you guys will now be aboard the vessel. So I'll move everybody up here. Again, the dwarfs kind of almost like make themselves at home when they get on the deck. They almost like immediately know where a deckhand is needed and go and fill that position. Your boat, they'll kind of drag the boat for now, understanding that you're in a being chased. They're spotted. They've spotted the Sahagins behind you, and so Captain Winnick at that point would ask you, "What the hell is going on?"
Well, we got a lot of interesting information and a couple of freed prisoners. And apparently, on our escape, we woke up some Sahakwan, and they're flying and they're chasing us in that other boat.
Well, we will make a northeasterly direction, and we will move quickly. And if the Sahagin dare to get close, I will unleash some fury of our own on them.
I guess some of the sharks are following us at the Sahaquin's behest.
Well, we will deal with that as needed. But it's good to see you again. I'm glad you have all made it back safely. I am surprised to see you arrive on time and in one piece.
It was a close thing.
Well,
We were just the fools you were looking for, remember?
exactly. I knew
Just
it.
dripping with hatred towards him.
I see. I see. Even the druid has been able to sail the seas and enjoy the bitterness. But we will take you. We will take you eastward, and we will talk. We will talk more about our destination later. But for now, please secure yourselves and embrace for a little pursuit, and we will sail. We will sail forward.
Can this ship take them?
You guys are not necessarily worried about the size of their ship versus the size of this ship. I think you're maybe more concerned about how many of them there are on their ship. And you think that as far as speed is concerned, that their ship is maybe as fast as this ship, but they're close in speed.
Do I
So
see any soldiers on this ship, DM Jamie? Like fighting men? Or are they just all sailors?
So you do see some not non-sailors on the deck. Not a lot, but there are some Cormyrian, what look like Cormyrian knights. At least soldiers.
Ah.
So that's where we'll leave it for this session. We'll kind of pick up here on the boat next time. We'll fill you in on a couple of things that Winnick has to share with you, and vice versa. We'll see who else is able to make it as far as that is concerned, and we'll have very likely some encounter with these sharks and the Sahagin one last time here at sea. But it was good. I had a fun time. I hope you guys had a good time, and I will get the XP calculated and posted here shortly. I think for sure there was one or two of you who are going to ding, who were very close. Mike for sure will ding, and I think Brian, you will also. So we will have some much needed leveling up to do at the beginning of next session. But that's it, guys. Thanks for
Jamie.
starting a little late and being flexible on the schedule. It's really appreciate it. Having a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and we'll do session 9 next time.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right.
See you guys
Thanks,
later.
DM Jamie. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you. Take care.